So I'm so happy everyone's here. Welcome again. So guys, welcome again to the Luxpower online training series. I'm Yang. I think someone already know me from last time the GEN installations case. And today is me again. We will continue talk about the GEN series. And the topic of today is the common troubleshooting in the different state for the GEN series. So because today's topic is a little bit big, it basically has four different parts. And first of all, it's like why the inverter don't charge the battery, and the second is why the battery didn't charge or didn't take the load, and the third is why there's no AC output. Why there's no AC output, and why there's no EPS output. So today we will focus only on the first one. So why the inverter don't charge their battery, and in the different state, and why is that happening, and what is going on now. So because there are a lot of different reasons or different cases to lead this problem. So like your PV input voltage is not enough, or if the AC grid conditions is filled, or what kind of battery status is there? Is that forbidden to charge or forbidden to discharge, or there's some warning in your inverters? And today we will go step by step. So first of all, I will explain what is the state or what is the status or status. So for this part, I want to show you guys is so this state actually like this standby state actually what's your inverter's behaviors. It's like if this is standby mode or standby state, that means your inverter do nothing. You see the PV, there's no PV input, no battery, and no EPS, and also the inverter don't take any load. So if you see such a thing and everything is in green, that means every part works, but it doesn't take any load. That means your inverter is in a standby mode, which means the inverter don't take load, but the inverter's functionality, everything is fine. It's totally okay. And now you can see your grid or utilities will take all your load. That's a standby mode. And for the technician or for the after sales or for the engineering or some people really care about their inverter, you can go to the data history to check your status, like here. And now you can see there is status like the standby, a status like battery grid on, and also others. And like the standby mode, it means the inverter do nothing. That means here your P inverter and your P rec rectified. It's like your inverted power and your rectified power is totally zero. Here must be zero. That means the output from here is keep zero. And if you say the other status, like this battery grid on, which means now the battery is okay, and the grid is also okay, the battery will take some load. You will see here, this inverter power, there are some values, like 85, 79, or 74. And now in this case, you will see here, the battery's power is now zero, but it's like 150 or something like it's the sum of those three. So if you understand those state and you understand the meaning behind that, it will be much more easier for you to check your inverters, what is going on, and if everything works very smoothly, if everything is fine, if there's not, and what should we do. And now everybody will understand what is state mean, and also understand what is standby mean. So this topic will talk about in this standby mode, the battery is not charging, and why is that happened? So there will be at least 8 reasons of that. Like first of all, it's the most important. The people or the client or the inverter was set to the standby mode. So you will see here is activate, and that will be the reasons. And what you do, very easy, you just change it to the normal. And now basically your inverter will works, and it will take the charging and it will take load if you have PVs, of course. But what if this is the most easy case? I think it will be much more easier for us to adjustment or to control. But in the next case, it's still in standby mode, And the settings is all set to standby to normal, but it still don't charge. And now you need first of all to take a look on your PV. You maybe see something like here in your monitor. The PV voltage is only 3.4 and 2.45. Now the PV doesn't work because our start PV voltage is at least 150. So you need to wait this PV voltage increase to this value, then the PV will activate it and it can charge everything. It charge your battery, also can take your load. And for some case, you can see the voltage is already above 150, like 250, but it still don't charge. Then you need to go to check your PV input mode, like here. Maybe you will do something like a mistake, you choose no PV panels. Then you also can't charge anything. So you need to change the PV panels, the settings for PV mode to the PV1 only or PV2 only or PV1, PV2 bin with different panel strings, depending on your settings or depending on your configurations. So that's this two step you need first to check the start PV voltage if that is filled. If not, and also check your PV mode. And both of them, when it's okay, then it should charge at least. At least you can see here, there's some input power from the PV. And for the next, that's the for PV. So because the PV input is not available, okay? So when the PV can charge your battery, and another time your AC can also still charge your batteries, which called AC charge mode. And in our monitor, there are a lot of conditions or a lot of settings you need to do. And some people just forget to activate, or some people just forget to set the powers or something like that. So you need first make sure this function is enabled, and you put your AC charging power in a reasonable limited. Just like if you want to charge your battery with 6K, then 6K, but you also have the maximum AC charging settings in the general tab. So make sure this value is smaller than that one. And also choose your charging theories, like you're using the SOC or using the voltage. And choose your, most important, choose your start SOC and stop SOC at here. And also activate your time period, like to give them the start time and end time. And if everything here is setting is normal, is correct, then the AC charging should be works. So all of them is quite easier. And now after AC charging, we will go to the next step. So some people already activate this AC charging, or it also works, or at least the settings or configurations looks fine, but it still don't have AC charging. Then you need to check your grid, because most of AC is from the utility or from the grid or from the other AC couplings devices, and the input of them is 100% is the AC current. So in this case, you need to go to check if there's some warning in your device or some setting for the grid, if there are some problems, like this one or this one. There's no AC connections. Maybe you think you already connect your AC with the inverter, but you make sure if you connect the CTs right, if the communication is right, if you just put the error in reverse, and this is most case from this warning. And then the second one, the frequency. We have a special setting tab which can put which give you the range of this AC frequencies, like 47 to 51 Hz. And for some cases, in some countries or in some environments, so the AC input frequencies from generators or from the other devices, the frequency maybe is really unstable. And the peak of the AC frequency can be like 55 or 60 Hz. And that will cause some issue like this one. And it might be some worst case, the AC or the grid will stop to charging. So first of all, you need to take care of those warnings, and then go to the grid settings to see the grid type, like in Germany or in EU, mostly we use 230 voltage. And I think in other countries, maybe it's 220. And in some case, you have split phase, maybe you have 108 or 110. Just make sure you choose the right grid type before you connect the AC. Okay, and also you choose the correct. You set the correct AC voltage, the maximum and minimum value, because the input AC is like a sinus wave, right? Everyone knows this is a sinus wave, but in the real time, it's not that perfect. The sinus wave works like this one, okay? It works like this one. It's always changeable. And the max, so that's why the higher voltage of this, there should be a higher limit, and there also should be a lower limit. So make sure your AC wave is very clear, or it's at least it should be in this range. And the same issue is also for the frequency is also here. And if not, you can change these settings. I think the installer or distributor has this authorities to change everything here. If not, you can contact us. But very important, because I hear a lot of issues like the people even don't know their grid type in their countries, or they don't know the grid type in their, in this area. So first of all, the installer or the technical must be to confirm the grid type in your countries. It's a 230, it's a 202, it's a split, or it's not split. Okay, this is very, very important to avoid those problems, the grid connection problems. Okay, so then the grid should be okay. So we go to the next step. The next step is to when you're charging the batteries, and we also have some important settings for the batteries. In here, you will see in the settings or in maintenance, you can see the battery settings for the charging. You will choose, first of all, you use it SOC voltage. It's depending on your battery type. If it's a lithium, then you choose SOC. If it's a lead acid, then you choose the voltage. Okay, that's the first thing you need to make sure, because if that's reverse, it will cause some problem for the BMS. And then second, you need to take sure of your system charge SOC limit. Some people said here we also always suggest people to set theirs to 101 because it will also keep charging. And if you don't want to charge at that higher, because maybe some battery is already too old or is have some problems, you can test to 95 or something like that. And also check your charging voltage limit for the lead exceed, and if that is fill your requirement. And then for the lead exceed charging, they have a totally different graphic. Like you need to set absorptions, you need to set the buck voltage, but those values you will get from your battery manufacturers, and it should be in your user menus or in the settings. And also don't forget you choose the right charging current. Like here is 125 ampere. And I think for our battery Li-5, we could choose like 100 ampere. For some good batteries like the PowerSheet, you can choose like 150, something like that. And after this, you check battery settings, and this is only for battery. You need to go back to the general to take a look if this power limit is set to 0. It's this one. Okay. So because some case, I'm not sure, because some users like to play with their monitor, and they just change everything random. Maybe they will set here to 0 or set here to 1. That means this maximum input power is like your total input from the AC side. The maximum is only 1 kilowatt. So if you set to 0, then it's 0 kilowatt. That means it's nothing. So there's no AC current or no AC power will feed into your inverter. That's why you can't charging. So make sure first of all check if that value is that right. And for charging you should check here, and for the power should check here. And we will go to again to the AC up norm. For the AC up norm or AC input up norm, it will be similar, like the AC requirements not satisfied, or it's not filled. It's also get problem like the AC frequency is out of range or AC disconnections. But there are also some some typical problem or typical issues from this AC input up norm. It's the cities, and the most case is this cities is installed reverse. In the cities, they are usually in the cities. This is something like that. There is a file. It should be a file. there should be an arrow right there. This arrow needs always point to or toward to your inverter. Okay, it will be toward to your inverter. And some case the people just forget it or you just insert it in the wrong way. So please first of all check this one. If you think it's in the wrong side, you can just simply to enable these functions to check if everything works. Okay, this is just to change your detections files or detections directions. And even he put the wrong way, no problem. Enable this one, check your monitor. If everything is perfect, then you solve the problem. And if not, then we need back to check your ACs. And for the next part, you will charging the you will choose the again this is in AC charge in this working mode, AC charge working mode. So the charging is at 10 outside your schedule or your out time. So it means we already set some the charging time. As you can see, this user is set the start charging times at 22 o'clock, but the end is like 21:59. So it said something from now to the past, right? It does not work. Okay, that's of course it's not work. Or he says something like 20:59 to 21, only charge for 1 minute. That's also not work. So you need at least take it like at least 5 minutes, something like that. So that will be also occurs some problems, but those problems, most of them is only the settings problems. And also you can see here that the charging power is also limited. So in here there will be a lot of configurations issues, but but if you understand the logic, and that will be quite easier for you to control everything. Then for some mode, it's just there are the last cases. It's like for some hardware or some modem, the inverter don't support charging in the EPS mode. So that means now there will be no AC, or the AC is down, is out stage, and you activate your power backup. That means you activate your EPS functions, and in this case, also you activate the PV grid off. This case that means the PV will take the load, is with or without batteries, and when this mode is activated, the EPS is also called emergency power supplement. So when this function is activated, it means the most important is my load. It's not my battery. So everything will to take the load. It won't be charged your batteries. So it's also quite clear. And and then again we go to the next step. Or the status is called PV grid on, which means now the PV is available. And also the grid is also connected. There's no issue from the grid. There's also no issue from your PV. And in this case, there were also some cases to leads to no charging for the batteries or the charging issues. There are like 4 cases. The first one is the PV power. All the PV power is consumed by load. Here I make an example. It's not it's not a clear one. So that's kind of fine, because sometimes your PV input power, like this one, the max is only 410 watt. Yeah, it's depending on weather, it's depending on panels, depending a lot of conditions. But the maximum of your power is only 410 watt. So if now in this UPS you put some load, is like 405 watt, and all the things will take all your PV power will take the load. There will be no charging for batteries. This is very clear. So in this case, it doesn't matter your BMS is allowed charging or didn't allow charging, and how big is your charging current. All those things, the PV will take the load. The battery doesn't work at all. The don't charging battery. Sometimes the battery should take the load, should be discharging and take the load jointly with your PV. So first of all, in this case, you check the power. Maybe it's the PV's problem or not problem. Maybe that's the maximum power. That's all they can do. That's the first case to cause the discharge issue or charging issues. There's no charging. And in the next case, you will see there's no surplus energy available for the battery charging, which is also means in this case, the most thing is like the PV and the grid is on, and you activate the cell back. You activate the cell back. And some case, like the charging is forbidden, and your PV don't charge your battery, but you only take the load first, and also sell the XC power back. So that's why that means of course battery don't need the energy, so because it's almost full. So but in such case, they will also don't charge your batteries. Yeah, okay. And the third problem is your battery is full charged, which means the SOC is already reached your limited. It's already like 100% or 99%. And yeah, if you set that to the limit is 90 and then charge only to 90, and if that happens, of course there will be no charging at all. And then the last one, yeah, is the charging signal outside the allowed period is the same. Check your charging period if it's not in this time, and you should to avoid this case, because I think there's another case like in our monitors we have time period for information for the time, and please don't only look your local time, and please take a look on this device time on this time. You know, maybe there is some different time zone during the setting. There's some errors about them. First off, check this time. That's the time you will control in this time series functions. And if there be some deviations or during some problems, and you can change this time at here. Okay, you can change your device time to your local time. You know, that's the first thing you need to make clear. And then I think that's the PV state on is closed. Yeah, and then we go to the most famous case is the PV is okay, but the grid is not okay. So the grid is off. So there will be three cases. Yeah, first of all the PV power is controlled by load. It's the same like the previous case, and also the battery is fully charged. SOC always limit, of course, doesn't charge, and the battery will charging prohibited. That means the battery charging is forbidden. So the first two cases okay, we've already discussed it, and the third one means the battery has problems, and also BMS reject charging. So in this case, we need to check the BMS communications for batteries. And if in some worst case, please disconnect your communications cable and slide the battery type from lithium to lead acid to check if there's really some problems inside from the battery or there's some problem from the inverters. If you choose back to the lithium battery and this lead acid mode without communication cables, in this case, the battery works. The battery shows in green in your monitors and everything is charging and discharging works fine. That means the communications between the BMS and the inverter will get some problems. But if that still don't charge, you need to recheck your battery settings. Also make an update from your BMS, or you can connect your BMS manufacturers. And yeah, that's this case. You will see your first of all, in this case, your battery is in red, and you will get some notice warnings. But the other things works fine. And you will see here the BMS charging is forbidden, or discharging also forbidden. So that means the BMS reject everything. So that's case you go to the BMS side. And also the battery side to check if everything is connected well, and if not, disconnect cable, choose the lead axis, check if the battery itself works, and then you can decide to connect the support from your battery side or from inverter side. But yeah, from my point of view, you can always contact us, and we will do the check for you. There's no problems. Yeah, I think that's the PV grid off state. And then it's the PV charging state. So these things, I will first introduce what is the PV charging, or what is that. So the PV charging, because a lot of people just confused about this mode, because the name is a bit making people a bit confused, because here we said it's PV charge priority mode. And here you see something like charge first PVs. So what things will be first to charge? Just take care everything in our monitors or in the inverter side to charging is only the batteries. Okay, also for discharging, it's only the batteries. So if you see everything priority, then batteries is at first priority. It's the most important. So if you go to the PV charge state or you see the PV charge state, it might be you already activate PV charge priority mode. And now the PV only take to charge your battery first. And also you can see here the settings. You can choose your charging power from your PV side. Like here is the 6 kilowatt. And also to set your charging first SOC, just stop SOC. So when you should stop it, should stop at 100%. Or if for lead exit, you can stop charging at like here at 56 volt. And also you can also set the period for PV chargings. And this is a very special case, or it's not a special case, but it's very important working mode for the people that only want to use their PVs for charging their batteries. And if you can understand here, then it will be go back to first page, and you will understand also the PV charge state. It's like the same like the PV is okay, but in this case is also this you need to check the same issues or the same settings, like if the battery is fully charged, SOC reach the limit to 100%, and if the PV voltage is sufficient to start charging, which means your PV total voltage or each voltage for the MPPT input is smaller than your PV start voltage. And if your charging is in the right time or in the right time period, and if there are some MS problems, those four is like the basic conditions for any charging problems when you have PVs. And yeah, when you understand this part, and then you can also understand the special working mode, PV charge priority mode, and I think you will solve the most of the PV charging problems in the or do the settings in the most cases. You will solve the most cases. And the next one, yeah, the next one is the same. Now the PV could be charging. And the grid is also on, grid is okay, but there's still no charge from your batteries. Yeah, first of all, you need to check these four things. Okay, the battery is full, the voltage is slower, the grid has problems, and it can only take the load. Well, the battery's charging functions it doesn't work. The BMS reject everything. And here I'm going to go to special again to this grid power priority load for supplyment. And it's also the same case. Yeah, just imagine now. Now here's like only 50%, and you have a very let's say the discharge is forbidden, and the PV has power. It's okay, but the AC side, we set this AC input power is only like 400 watt. Just think about that, fine. And your load is at least 800 watt. That means your AC or your grid must give all those 400 watt to your consumptions. And also the PV also need to give everything to your consumptions because the load is most important. And the battery is on the second period. So in this case, it doesn't matter if battery is okay or not okay. It could be charged or couldn't be charged. Everything will take the load first. And if in this case you increase this thing like to 4K, and you will see the PV will go there. The AC will also go there to charge your batteries, and that is the normal case. So if you see some weird things and everything in green, and I know a lot of customers and or installer will first of all, okay, the inverter get problem, the logic get problems, but actually the most of them is because of your settings problems. Okay, so first of all, check all settings. And then now we go to the next state. Next state is AC charge. So AC charge state is like maybe say that it's in the night. You know, there's no PV, and or is the weather is really bad. It's raining, or it's thunder, or it's something like that. There will be no AC. There will be no PV input. Then you want to charge your battery. You can only use your AC charging. So first of all, of course, it is charging mode. The battery is full. You can be charged, and then your AC gets some problems, like there's no AC connection, or there's a connection has some problems, or the frequency is range is then you still can't charge, of course. And for some special case in our GEN inverters, the sweep rate inverter, we provide AC charging enables working mode. So if you want to charge your AC, if you want to charge battery with your AC, and you don't know if everything works fine, you can just disconnect everything, and only to activate this charging mode, and to set your powers and set your times, and also set your SOCs. So make sure this part you can do the testing, or you can also, if this is activated, if it is enabled, you will also need to check if every setting is reasonable, is fine. Okay, because it will make as a after sale engineering or technical support engineering, some part you will see some clients, they don't really, because it's also for them it's new, but they don't really understand the logic from the working mode. And I suggest everyone can play with this working mode, and you can try with your own devices, and you can see what is going on with the different working mode. It's very interesting, and it also can give you a lot of opportunities or like a chance to do the different working mode, and it will make your life easier and also make our work easier. So, and of course, that's also the purpose or the goals for this training. So we will organize at least at each month, like 1 or 2 of those trainings, and we will share with you our thought, share our new things, and share with our all this classic and typical functionalities working on how it works, what is problem, how could we do. Okay, so that's something for the AC charge side. And then, then we go to next is everything will be similar because we already know the PV charging, the AC charging, the grid on, grid off problems, and the next state, there will be something similar. You will check only the similar things. It's like the battery is full, the PV voltage is sufficient. It's really typical problems in here because I already meet some clients. They measure the PV input. It's okay, it's at least 280 voltage, but it still cannot start charging because they just connected the cable in the wrong ways. They put the PV plus to the inverter minus, something like that. It's very it's a very confused case, but it's happening sometimes. It's happening sometimes. So first of all, check your PV voltage. Is that right? And now, of course, if you want to start using AC charging, your AC must be okay, must be fine, it must be sufficient. Okay, and your battery function, of course, it can be supported the charging behaviors. And then for the battery grid on, it's only the special case. You only want to charge your battery with your grid, and the PV is totally down, PV is switch off. So in this case, you must be take care. First of all, the system will be not ready for this charging mode, because I think it's not. Yeah, that's maybe there will be some like the CT settings problems, or there may be some sampling problems inside the inverters. So the inverter can't get this charging flag. I have to say the charging flag, but it's not charging flag. It's just charging. It cannot change the charging status, like from the bypass mode or standby mode to this charging mode. So that's it's very tricky case. That's also if you say everything is fine and there's still in standby mode and you don't change to the charging mode, you can connect us because we need to identify what is going on with maybe it's a release problem, maybe it's the battery itself problem, or maybe it's AC problems. And this is that's why this is the first case. If that's happened, you try all these settings, you check everything, and it still doesn't work. You can connect us. And the second, of course, the PV input is not available, and it will change the status from the PV charge to the grid on, battery grid on problems. And also the AC charging condition is not satisfied. Yeah, you see maybe the voltage is not right, and the period is not right, the power is not right. So, and also there will be no extra power for the batteries because the grid will take all the loads. And then we go to the battery grid off state. So this is a case like for the off-grid machine or off-grid mode. That means the AC is total down off stage and in the night. So that means the PV power is not available. There's no PV power in the night. And then your battery is on your own. There's you only have the batteries. So that's why it doesn't charge, it can only take a load. And then second, the grid off is maybe the grid is okay, but there are some input problems from the grid. It's called it's the reasons to this is only the grid cannot charge everything just normally. So that's why you need back to check all the settings or check your grid. And if that is not the case, or you think that's not the case, or there's still no warning or no error or something like that, you can connect your installer or connect us. We will do organize together and to find out where is our problems. And the next is very common status. It means the PV battery grid on. That means the PV is okay, battery is okay, grid is connected. It's also okay. And in this case, if that doesn't change, is the battery is full, the water is not good for PV, the power is limited, or the charging is the BMS reject everything. So you will say the most case for the charging issues, you need first of all to make sure this four case is not the reasons. And if that is also works, and you can connect us. And for the PV battery grid off, which means our grid has problems, the PV and battery is okay. So first, the voltage is not okay from PV, battery is full, the battery charging functions reject, the AC is not good. That's also some case. And those status I will show later like data histories from a real data history from some of clients, and you will see there will be how to check everything the problems. And the last case is the PV charging is okay, but the grid is off. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same because now PV is charging, so it could be charging, but the voltage is suddenly reduced like lower than your start voltage. So it also can cause these problems. Maybe it's charging at the last minute, but now it's gone because of the weather. So because the times changed, there's no sunshine on roofs. And also battery is full and the battery charging functions disabled. So I will say now it's 10 o'clock 46. Because this topic you will see, I already prepared something new, but I need another like 20 pages. But today I don't have enough time to do all the trainings. I would say we next time, next week or the week after next week, like like at the 11th. And then we will explain what's going on with the discharge. So why the battery don't discharge. And also we will talk about why there's no AC. So it can be discharged, but the AC output is gone. There's no AC output. And also discuss why there's no EPS. Now, here is one of our clients. And you will see that the GN is already built in. And now everything works fine. And only the backup power is activated, and you will see the PV is charging. Yeah, it's take the load, and but the totally voltage is not enough. It's only 44. And now, your requirement is 120. So we need at least like 100 from the. Okay, and then we need at least something like this one. So now you will go to the maintenance. Okay, that seems okay. That seems really good. Yeah, you can see now the battery didn't charge because the BMS rejected because everything is full. It's a SOC. Let's be grid on. Yeah, of course. You see here. You see here they will tell you what's on the current state is. Okay, you will see something like that. And they will tell you what's going on, charging not allowed because it's full. So now, because our monitor platform is very powerful, so it can almost tell you the most things. And so in this case, there will be the enough power from PV, but the battery is full, so the PV will take the load and sell the extra power back to the grid. Like, let me check how many did it. Yeah, you will see here some very, very good stations. Like yesterday, export to grid is like the solar generate 25 kilowatt hours and it export to grid 27. It means the battery also take the load. So it's a quite good thing. And export 33. Yeah, that is really, really good stations, I would say. Yeah, as you can see here. From last month, it's generated like 789 kilowatt hours and export rate like 806. And battery discharge 207. Yeah, it's definitely has enough powers for these guys. Now there will be some problem with settings. I think the internet is not that enough. But I will show you guys here. You know what I'm saying. First of all, go check this. The generals, the most things that standby or the its input power is that okay. That's the first thing you need to check, and then check the PV is at there. All the PV settings is here. Okay, and the CTs is at here. Okay, and then here's out working mode. If that is read, you will see something. You can see this. I think you will know what I mean. You will see, just click it and you can enable it and set the time, and you know what's going on. Do all the settings. That's no problem. Yeah, and then last one, you go to the battery settings. You can check your, depending on battery type, to choose your control unit, SOC or voltage, and also choose your SOC limited and your charging current limited. And here is what I'm talking about, the grid connections. So if you get some problem with the AC connections, you also need to check if everything is here is okay. Okay, like here, you see, this is most important. It's 230 or 2040, or it's just the beat. And you also put your frequencies here. And yeah, I think that's all from today, I would say. And yeah, so if some of you have problems or questions, you can ask me. What is mean charge? Also here, what is mean by charge limit in SOs? Oh, I mean this one. That is your maximum charge limit for the batteries. If you see system charge limit, this is the in generals your batteries will be charging to this value. If you put 100 and if you put 90, then the battery will charge only to 90% of SOC. If you put your voltage like 56, then you charge only to 56. But I know that is from inverter side. We only set the upper limit, and if the battery can really reach to this limit, it's also depending on your BMS. You know what I mean? So I know there are some people using the DIY BMS, like the JK's BMS or this Yaman BMS. They can choose everything. They can change everything. So if that case happened, you need first of all to check if the charging limits or charging limits if that is the same in your BMS. If your BMS said the charging limit is only like the charging voltage is only like 50, and here said 56, then the BMS, of course, BMS is most important. It's the main control for your batteries, so it can only charge to the 40s. So there will be some something between the BMS and the inverters. But in the inverter side, the system charging limit or the voltage limit, that's the inverter. The from inverter side to set the charging current, to set the charging SOC limit, basic on the BMS communications, or basic on the sampling and the battery port. Okay, you use 5 kilowatts. You use 5 kilowatts things, 5 kilowatts GEN port, or 5 kilowatt inverters doing a parallel. It's a single phase, right? Or it's a 3-phase. And you have 6-day batteries. Okay, the load is only 12% at the battery. I don't know what's your mean. The load is, yeah, I know it's like your load is really small, and your battery joins by 3 a.m. in the midnight. So you mean in the midnight at 3 o'clock, the battery don't take the load? Is that you want to ask me? You can make it. You can put your voice on, or I'm not sure. It's Lufin Ningolo. You can ask me. I'm sure I will hear. So you mean the total inverter is running. So the AC will take the load. You can give me your SN number. We can take a look now. We can take a look now. I have 6K IP20 as SNA, and the IPUG manager battery, the can charge exceeds the what? So the maximum can charge for admin, and the system is not on. Yeah, then you can where you are. Let me first solve this thing side by side. So first of all is Lufil. So you are in the VIP now. So your system is not online, and you mean 20 kilowatt system and with 6 batteries. and load is very small. In the midnight, it's drawn. It's not online, but in the daily time, not midnight. Let's say in the daily time, it's normal time. So the PV is okay, or yeah, just in the normal daily time. Is the system works, or the system is also not works? It's also like they will have some problems, because this is also the case in this thing. Because what's different? So is the system was okay in some case? Yeah, yeah, exactly. Please give us your SN numbers. This is very important for us to check your history data. And for me, if you want, we can make a video call. I need you to show me some, because our monitors upload everything like every 5 minutes, and some cases really changeable. So no, it's okay. So it's like every 5 minutes we upload the data or our data. So maybe it's there is some happening in this 5 minutes. And I know already some goes. I can show you. I'm not sure if I'm sure it's this case. You can take a look on his things. That's a three phase, but it's almost the same. So this client is also got some problem like here in the midnight. You see, in the midnight, he just suddenly gets some really high consumptions. The consumption is from 23 hours, 18 o'clock. From 23 o'clock, it's only like 226 watt, and in the next 5 minutes, the consumption go to 6,500 watt. So if that case, there will be some really weird consumptions, and that's the thing we need to know. We need to figure out what is going on with the system. And now you can see the it's not the PV is not down, or he will first off take some electricity from the grid. It's not from the I say not from the powers. It was also the battery is also discharged like to 9,000, and we don't know what's going on at that part. There was some weird case in the midnight, of course. I know there will be some weird case in the midnight, and most of them is because the consumption is not your consumption is not stable, but I will figure it out. And then I go back to the admin. I think Lu feel you need some time. I have a certain but battery is can't charge. It can't charge exceeds the. So it means your battery can charge to 100% admin, right? So the inverter is also I think the inverter is SNA, right? Admin. I can actually. So I write something? Can you give me your message? Because I think maybe you need a BMS update from the Power Gym. If you have our, I'm not sure you are installer account or a distributor account, you can first try to do the battery update, with your stations. Just make sure if you have this Power Gym Plus. Okay, if you use Power Gym Plus, you go here to choose the Power Gym. You see that? You can choose this Power Gym. Choose that, and then click your devices and do the battery update. It will automatically do the battery update. And after that, you can see, first of all, you can see here in the battery information, there will be versions. That now this guy is version 30. After you update, you will see these versions will change. Okay, it will change to new one. And please do me a favors. Please do now you try to using the AC charge. Okay, wait a second. Let me see. I cannot find you. Where is your closer? Africa? Asia? Okay. Okay, you're in Pakistan. Okay, let's see. It's at 6K, and your firmware is also not good. Let me check what's going on with your batteries. So now it's 20, charge limit is 20 ampere. It seems okay. Let me check. Show details. It's a brand new voltage. It's a really new batteries. Okay. Doing this. Also, you don't grade your city connection. Now AC charge is activated, and AC charge do the whole days. AC charge current only 20 ampere. This is also okay. Yeah. And using battery change current is always wait stop. You choose the charge current limit 6 ampere. Ah, okay, choose as 20 ampere. That's also okay. Once is okay, so settings seems okay. Now we need to check. We need to check your is okay. We need to check if you need maybe you need a software update. Yeah, you need a software. I will suggest you first off do some software update. And you can do. I'm not sure you can do it by your own, or should I start it? And let me check your battery status. It's the power thing, right? You're sure? I will do a BMS update now. Okay, so you can upload your update your BMS by yourself. It's no problem. And but you can also do the battery update, or I can do it now because the battery update, the battery will after the update it will like it will close your BMS. It will like say you restart your BMS for like 2 or 3 seconds. At that time you don't have batteries, but I think you have 97%, right, already. Yeah, you have already 97%, and your load is 2000. Yeah, the PV. Now the PV looks good. Let me check your sorry. Yeah, you can add your location, please. Add your location, and I can check your PV. The PV is now in your locations. Let me check the usage. What's your maximum PV? Is 2000, 2000. No, I will say the PV maybe is yeah. So let's say please do the updates at not now, because I think your PV's maximum input power is not that too higher. Let's say that it's not too high because you're only using the off-grid mode. You can disconnect. Maybe you can try disconnect this backup power. Disconnect here. Only using the PV to charge your battery to see if the PV can charge to 100%. If not, update the BMS from your battery. Okay, and if that even not okay, then update your firmware. But the firmware, of course, you need to update the service, or you need to do it. But first of all, do the update for the softwares. Okay, and then let's see the BMS is that's okay. But now, basic on my understanding, it's communications warning. Wait, there will be some communications fail. I think you disconnected some cables, right? Yeah, do first of the update. Let's see if that works. If not, you can call our technical support, and we need to check if the cables, everything, the connection is okay. Because now there's only some warnings, and it's a yeah, it seems okay, but yeah, do the BMS update. Yeah, do the BMS update first. And and someone else. But this is really weird case. 20 kilowatts, 6 battery, and in the midnight the battery is drawn. Yeah, that's really weird case. I think the John is really, no, I don't know. So okay, I will wait for sorry. So I will wait like 2 or 3 minutes. If there's no questions, I will close this sessions or close the meetings, and we will see us at next time. Yeah. Okay, I think that's all. There's no questions more. And yeah, thanks for joining me today. Thanks for your time. And hope everyone has a wonderful day. And yeah, it's almost weekend. Enjoy weekend. Bye bye.